You're listening to Behind the Mic. Welcome to Behind the Mic, or welcome back to Behind the Mic. I'm your host, Jaleesa Mooney, and how have you guys been? It's been a week or two since we've last spoken, and I've missed you greatly, as usual. If you can tell by my voice, I don't know what's happening to me right now. I woke up this morning with really bad acid reflux, thought I was literally going to just be dealing with that, and then I got allergies. So now I'm just falling apart, sound like ill. I don't know. It's not cute, but I have to get this intro and outro out because I love you and I want to share this episode. I literally am so excited for it. I went to Vegas since the last time we spoke. I know you guys were all wondering, oh my gosh, is she gonna make it back alive? I'm here. That was like literally a week ago already. I don't know how that went by so fast, but I had such a good time. It was so much fun. I mean, I found $100 on the ground. I don't know why I always find money when I go to Vegas. Usually it's the opposite. But we were walking back from one of the bars and I just looked on the ground without my glasses on. No contacts this night either because the night before my contacts like literally wanted to murder me. But I was blind as a bat and I just happened to glance and I saw $100 bill and I was like, oh, well, drinks on me. So that was pretty cool. Had a lot of fun. I was dying just for walking around everywhere in heels. I mean, I kind of planned on already dying, but I didn't really realize how much my feet were actually going to hate me. Oh my gosh. It was ridiculous. One night I wore these heels that like literally I had to take them off and switch with someone eventually, but we were like walking back and forth because we were just so confused. I think we were also just drinking and not paying attention, walked back and forth in this hotel multiple times, and at one moment this guy like came up trying to stop us and like was trying to talk to me, and I was like, no, I am on a bachelorette party. I'm not, no men are allowed, of course. And we like left, and then we had to pass back because we were going the wrong way, and then we had to pass back him again because we realized we were going the wrong way. And then an hour later we end up at Taco Bell Cantina and he's literally there with his friends, and I was like, this is just so embarrassing for my life. I'm so sorry. But I had fun. It was good. 10 out of 10. Would do it again. I loved it. And I literally leave for Lollapalooza in 2 days. And I already know that's going to be a hoot and a holler. I cannot wait for that. I'm so excited to just see everyone. I just miss festivals, guys. I mean, I know that if you love music, you probably miss festivals too. But I just haven't been to anything since Camp Vlog 2019, which like isn't that long ago. But it's a long time for me. It's a long time to not have the serotonin boost that I usually get from these events. So your girl's been down and out for quite some time now. So I'm literally ecstatic. I cannot wait. My outfits don't arrive until tomorrow and I leave the day after tomorrow. So we're really cutting it close. Yikes, I know. I'm not really even sure what it is I'm wearing. I couldn't find, first off, I don't have money, as you guys know. And then I couldn't find anything with that lack of money. So I was just like shopping the sales section, but I don't really know if anything's gonna match. Couldn't put my love and effort into it like I usually do, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to be surrounded by the music, surrounded by the people. I get to meet my best friends out there, and I cannot be more excited. So that's happening. Literally cannot wait it. We're also entering Leo season, so many good things are happening this upcoming August. Your girl's still jobless, but she's applying to jobs, and she's getting one this week, and that's called manifestation. I have good hopes, high spirits, cannot wait. Yeah, bada bing, bada boom. I don't know. But I'm not going to talk anymore because I shouldn't. And you probably don't want to hear me. You want to hear this episode, I know. So if I could get a drum roll, please, and let's introduce this artist.
Hello, my name is Sage. How are ya?
Yes, you heard it correctly. Sage is here. Thank you so much to Sage for sitting down with me and getting the chance to just open up about her childhood, talking to her about her musical journey and how her year has been so far. It's such a great time getting to know her, and I know that you guys are going to enjoy this episode so much. I am gonna shut myself up and stop myself from rambling even more, But thank you again to Sage and to everyone. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoy. And you can also head over to YouTube, probably not right away, but eventually, to check out the video of this episode. I know, professional production, right? Okay, well, without further ado, let's get into it. Well, hi, Sage. Welcome to Behind the Mic.
Thank you so much for having me. I am so excited to be here.
We are so happy to have you here. I literally cannot wait. I can't believe we are more than halfway through this year. How has it been treating you?
Oh my goodness. It's been crazy. It's flew by. Definitely a lot of music writing and everything, music, but no complaints, no complaints.
Well, I'm happy to hear that. So glad you're doing well. I'm excited to get to know you a little better. So let's get into it. I want to take it all the way back to the early days. You grew up in Toronto. So can you tell us a little bit about your childhood and what it was like growing up there?
Yeah, for sure. So for me, like when I was 3 years old, my dad actually passed away. So I was kind of not really sure I didn't really know what was happening. I was so young and like just losing like a father so young was just very confusing for me. I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but I was always, humming in my room. Like you can ask my mom, like every second I was just humming or singing or just doing whatever music related in my room. So I kind of just started singing at a very young age. And my dad was also super duper musical. He's very into music. So I kind of feel like I got that from him and just listening to all the music he used to listen to. And I actually used to go on my mom's computer and I used to go on photo booth and I would start recording and I'd say, hi, this is me and no one else. And I would just like pretend I had my own talk show, like basically like a vlogger now. Like I did that circa 2006 on photo. And that was kind of my, realization that I loved like being recorded and being on stage and even talking to a computer. Like I just loved getting out what I wanted to get out, regardless of where I was or when it was. I just loved that. So I was kind of just started to sing on photo booth. And like I have a ton of these videos of me just singing when I was literally in the office just on my mom's computer on photo booth. And that's when I kind of started singing. And my mom she just kind of realized, she was like, oh, like, okay, maybe we should do something about this. Like she kind of sounds okay, but like, let's see what we can do with this. So I had like a ton of diaries. I was always that kid that would like go crazy when I saw like a colorful diary and like Indigo or like wherever I would like grab that diary. So I always had like a ton of diaries and I would just write in them or journals, but diaries. I would write in that and I would just write the most random things in the world. And like, oh my God, thank goodness for my parents. Like they had to go listen like to all of the crazy stuff I wrote in those journals. But I would just sing them like these songs that I wrote in my journal. And, some of them were okay. I don't remember half of them, but that was when I started realizing I loved anything with music. I loved listening to music, writing music, singing, anything I loved to be, performing just in general. So that's when that kind of started. And then, I kind of started going into singing lessons and, more understanding how to properly sing and not just like,
not just doing it for fun.
Exactly. So that was super cool. And then, now here we are, fast forward to, now I'm 18, which is crazy to think about. Like I've, 2 years and COVID has been like, I still think I'm like 16 half the time. I'm like, wait, I can't believe I'm 18. But that's kind of like my childhood, realization of, when I realized I wanted to sing, that was kind of it.
I love that. No, it's so funny that you mentioned photo booth because that was literally me as a kid. Like there's like I will check like my iPad too, that we have like this really old one that I have videos of me just doing makeup routines and talking like have people listening, like
millions of followers. Literally, it's like, it just gave me so much joy. And it would be like, press record and I'd either sing or I'd like jump up on my bed and start dancing. It was like, my whole life was just on photo booth. It was great. I love it.
Did you take like music classes, or like were you in like choir throughout school?
So at elementary school, I kind of formed this little band with a couple of my friends. And it was like, we didn't do like anything professional. It was literally just like in our school.
Oh my God, I
Uh,
love that.
and someone was on drums and piano and guitar, and like I was a vocalist, and we would just like perform for any of the events at the school. And that was really cool for me because that was my very first time actually like performing for people, and I loved it obviously, and it was just so
Yeah.
much for me. So that was kind of my first time performing and realizing I loved being on stage, and like the audience, just like the whole aura that I get when I'm on stage is beautiful. But that was kind of when I got that performing vibe. That was the first kind of time. I think it started in maybe grade 5 until grade 8. So that was like my elementary school performing experience.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing. I wish that I could have forget to say that I was in a band. Are you kidding? Like that is so cute. That is them so
Yeah,
precious.
like little kid just performing as a band. It was great. It was
So what would you say was like the fun thing to do around town?
in Toronto. Um, Honestly, like I just loved being with my friends, going on walks with my friends. I mean, I feel like Toronto is just a very sightseeing city. But like once you live here, it's kind of like, oh yeah, like the CN Tower, just right over there. But yeah, we have some pretty cool stuff in Toronto. I could definitely be your tour guide if you ever come to Toronto. But yeah, I mean, I honestly would just love hanging out with my friends, being with my friends, going to like a bowling alley. Oh my God, I used to love bowling. That was like my thing. But yeah, I just love spending time with my friends and my family. And yeah, I mean, nothing too crazy that I can like think of on the top of my head.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, people definitely make the place, but I always love to hear. I've always had like a weird obsession with like Canada and just
Oh,
yeah.
interesting.
So I've always just wanted to, I think it was like because growing up you hear like everyone in Canada is so nice. And I was like, oh my gosh, it just is such an interesting place. Like everyone's so nice. Like that's so
I love,
cool.
yeah. I mean, I haven't gone like to too many places in Canada, but the places I have gone, people have been pretty nice. So I can tell you that. I can tell you that.
I love it. So you obviously have been interested in music since a very, very early age, but was there anything else that you were kind of interested in being besides like music, or did you really think like, oh, this is what I'm going to be when I'm growing up?
I think my mom like put me in gymnastics, and I hated it because they made you put this like powder on your hands because like
Oh,
you get
yes.
blisters on your hand. And I hated it because like I hated my hands being messy and like having things on my hands. Like now I have like billions of rings on my hands, but like I hated like messiness on my hands. Like that powder on my hands was brutal. So I mean, I tried gymnastics, tried dancing. I was not a good dancer then. I'm like mediocre now because I kind of picked it up as I was, starting to sing as well. But
Yeah.
I tried dancing, tried gymnastics, all that fun stuff. But singing was definitely the one that stuck. I would always just like go to family events and just be over the stage, like, come on, like let's sing a song. And then obviously I'm very, very social. I just go right up, sing a song, and then I always just sing one song and then I like need to sing more. I can never sing one song. I never do. I need to keep singing. It's like in me that I just like I can't stop singing. But
I
yeah,
love
when this
that.
I can't stop. But yeah, I mean, I think singing has definitely stuck with me, and like you won't like pass a day where I'm just not singing. I'm
At least
really
something.
like humming, singing, whatever it may be. It's always in there. I always fit it into my day.
So I also read about you for or auditioning for Mini Pop Kids when you were only 13. How was that
Yeah.
experience like for you?
Yeah, so I actually auditioned twice. So my
Oh,
coach, she recommended that I audition. She like sent the link to my mom, and we actually stayed in the hotel that the auditions were like running in that night because it was like really early in the morning. And I was so excited. I think the first time I auditioned was, yeah, I was like 12, and then I made it to the top 6. And I honestly don't think I got in because of my dancing. My dancing was so bad. And like everyone was like pulling out aerials and round offs. And I'm like, I can't do this. So, I mean, the first audition was definitely very fun though. And it's like a, a memory I'll always have. And then the next year I didn't do it. And then the year after that, my mom sent me the link and she was like, come on stage. Like, let's just try one more time. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, let's see it. So we go to the hotel where the auditions are held, and it was a totally different vibe. I feel like I was a little older. I kind of knew what was happening. And I mean, I ran into so many kids there that I've auditioned like 4 times. And it just like blew my mind that people were so passionate about this. And like, I wanted to, do this, and I wanted to be a mini pop kid.
Yeah.
I auditioned, and then the second time I got in, and it was crazy. It was really crazy. I loved it so much. I did a couple live shows, and that was my first time really performing in front of such a huge crowd like that. So that was really cool. And also just learning, how to memorize choreography and, all this stuff, and just combining it into one big kids band. It was really a cool opportunity. And it definitely made me realize, everything that has to do with the music industry, and it definitely gave me the right jump start, which was good.
Oh my goodness. That's such an amazing opportunity. That's literally, I mean, I did read about it. I was going to say that's the things you read about in the newspapers. But truthfully, I'm so excited. And it's awesome to hear that you had such a great support system at home that was like so excited for you to like want to be able to start this journey. Were there
100.
any possible like musicians or people who also inspired you along the way, whether it also be personally, but also through maybe the style of your music?
So when I was younger, like I just had an obsession with Adele and Sam Smith. Those were like my top two. Like if you wanted me to sing a song, it was either like Stay With Me or like Rolling in the Deep. Those were like two my thing. And I looked up to them so much because one, I would just never stop like playing their music. It would just always be on repeat.
Yeah.
I don't know if I just like didn't think there was any other artist in the world, or I just like loved them so much that I was like, okay, I'm blocking out everyone else. I just want to listen to these two artists. But they definitely, made a huge impact. And it's actually really ironic because as I'm kind of evolving in my music journey, people are starting to tell me that my voice is very similar to Adele's, and I didn't realize it until people started to tell me. And it's just really cool because I never, that never kicked in because, she was obviously my influence when I was so young, but now that I'm older, I'm actually realizing that, she made a bigger impact than I actually thought she did, which is really cool.
Yeah.
But like for like more recent impacts, I'd probably say Sarah Bareilles is a huge one. Sarah Bareilles, her whole self is amazing. She just always knows what to do and comes out and she's just perfect. And every time I sing her songs, I just like one, I just relate to them so much, and they're just so written. And two, the way she performs and like how she, projects.
She's amazing.
Amazing. And then also, like Lady Gaga, Miley Cyrus, I feel like those two also, I feel like I am sort of influenced by. But yeah, those are kind of my top five, I'd say.
So this might be one of your top five, or maybe someone completely different. But if you had to pick a dream collab, then who would you pick?
Oh my goodness. I'd honestly say Sarah Bareilles. I'd be crazy to not say Sarah Bareilles or Miley Cyrus. I feel like that would be a really fun collaboration. Just like going on stage with Miley Cyrus, like she would just make everything so much fun.
Yeah, I could only imagine the performance.
But yeah, I'd say those two, 100%.
Oh, I love it. That's a good pick. I feel like that's just really hard because they're also all kind of varied in styles. So it's like,
For sure.
I want Sam Smith, but I also want Miley Cyrus. So like, what do you expect from
Like,
me?
exactly.
Do you have a dream venue or maybe like a dream festival that you would kind of love to perform at?
I mean, Madison Square Garden. Like, how could you go wrong with Madison Square Garden? Yeah, that would, no question. I would love to perform there one day. That would be like a dream come true.
Yeah, top tier show.
Yeah, exactly. You'll be VIP. You'll be invited. Don't you worry.
Oh, thank you. I'm like, don't worry, guys. Did you hear that? We're all invited.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. There will be the day. Don't even worry about it. So I'm guessing that I mean, obviously these were a few of your favorites that you also just mentioned, but who are some of your favorite artists that you enjoy listening to? And do you maybe have any favorite songs at the moment that you literally can't
Yeah.
stop listening to?
Um, I think Frank Ocean is definitely like my favorite artist to listen to. I never get sick of his music.
No, of course not.
I could literally just keep replaying it and like for the rest of my life, and I just would not be, bored of it. Yeah, Frank Ocean. I love Self Control, Pyramids. Yeah, those are like my top two songs. And then there's also this like he's not really as known. His name's Isaac Danielson. Very, very good artist. Sort of Ben Platt vibes, who I also adore. Oh my God,
Oh
that's
my gosh.
Ben Platt. But yeah, so Isaac Danielson, Frank Ocean, and then Dua Lipa has been killing it. Love her to death.
She's been blowing up.
Yeah, she's really, really good. I'd say those are like my solid top three. Yeah.
Okay. What would you say your favorite Dua Lipa song is? If you can think
I
of
love
one.
We're Good. I love like the vibe of it, the funk.
It's
It's
fun.
very her and like very addicting to listen to. Also Levitating. Obviously, you can't go wrong with
Yeah.
Levitating.
That song
Just
is honestly such a good vibe. Like,
nice. Like every single song she makes is just so like addicting for my ears. It's like my ears don't want to like stop listening. It's like every time I'm listening to her, I just don't want to like I don't want the song to end because she's just like it's magical what she does. It really is. It really is.
I love it. Just don't mind a fangirl moment. We love to see it.
Love you, Juliva.
Well, for listeners who might not be so familiar with your music, I would love for you to have the chance to be able to kind of describe your sound a little bit to them.
Yeah. Um, so I mean, I feel like I started off very pop, and I'm kind of leaning more towards like an indie folk vibe as well. But I would kind of describe my sound as natural and organic. I love just, raw vocals, nothing too crazy, just like, I don't really need the craziness. Like I think
Yeah.
a voice and whatever the band may be. Like that's why I love live performances. It's because it's like the real me, no editing, no nothing. It's just
Yeah. Straight to the point.
whatever happens, happens. um, and yeah, that's kind of it.
Beautiful. Well, so you kind of talked a little bit about, I mean, that you started making and writing music really early on, but what would you say if as early back as to what you can remember your first song being, how would you compare that to the music that you're making right now?
Oh, interesting. So I didn't really like write as much. I kind of just like started writing when I was like 5 and then stopped for like a really long time. And I actually just started writing again like during COVID. Like I didn't really
Oh, okay.
understand the writing, the like not the correct writing process, but I didn't understand how it worked. And so I was so young. Since I was so young, I didn't really understand what I had to write about, what I should write about. I was writing about like I don't know, like playing at the park with my friends and eating a lollipop, just like silly like childhood things, which would
Yeah.
actually be really funny to put in songs now. But yeah, I feel like right now I'm kind of in that heartbreak, like love phase of my writing, and I kind of feel like every artist goes through that or is still in that phase, regardless of what they end up releasing. Just
Yeah.
because it is nice to write about because you could really go anywhere with it. You could like their options are endless. And I also obviously my recent single, which we can talk about later, is about COVID. And that was really cool for me to write about because it was one of the more recent songs that I wrote in COVID. And it was really cool to actually see it all come to life, and actually be released, which was really cool.
I don't know. I'm happy to hear that. Funny that you took a little break. I think that you were kind of able to learn probably a lot more about music because I definitely feel like what you think music is when you're young, you have no idea once you start actually like, 'cause I started being in choir and started realizing how we had to do like just by the formula, like these basics, like so
Yeah.
strict in how you want to be lyrically. And I was like, oh, okay, this actually isn't fun. This isn't what I thought it was. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, never mind. Maybe it's not for me. But I'm happy that you were able to like learn that and that really kind of benefited you. And
Yeah, it's actually really cool. I'm just bringing this up on the spot, but like for the time that I wasn't really as engulfed in my like music career. I was more actually doing voice demos for like kids shows.
Oh.
Coach actually got me into doing these like vocal demos. So like producers would basically send over a demo to me and then they would pitch it to like producers of a TV show. And so I would be that demo. And I actually have
That's
I
so
one
cool.
usually they got like the actors to, sing the demos, but they heard my demo and actually wanted my vocals to be the theme song. So I have a theme song on Netflix. I don't know if it's available in America. It's like a Canadian show. It's called the Pony Sitters Club. But I sing the theme song. It's pretty
Oh
cool.
my gosh. Wait, I'm
Yeah.
gonna at least try to look it up on YouTube or something because that's
Oh,
really
100%,
cool.
you can find it, 100%. But yeah, I was like maybe 13. And it was really cool because I did it for so long because my voice, I was able to manipulate my voice to have that childish sound.
Yeah.
Actually, there was a couple demos where I had to do like different characters. So I like had to lower my voice to be like the boy cartoon and then go really high for the little girl. So
Oh
it
my
was really cool
goodness.
to, like, that was also when I first started to be going into recording studios for vocal demos, and understanding how it all works and like seeing all like the bars on like the softwares. I was so confused. And like looking back now, I like see it all. I'm like, oh yeah, like that's how that works. But like 6-year-old me was beyond lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's such a cool opportunity. Oh my goodness, that would be so much I would brag about that nonstop. Like I
It
would
was
be like, this is actually my favorite show in case you haven't heard of it. I'm also a part of it.
a little flex, a little flex.
I love that. Well, what do you think since you I guess kind of took the hiatus, did some voice demos, maybe kind of I don't know if you ever kind of reconsidered what you really wanted to do in the music industry, but what do you think was the most challenging part about fully getting the start that you have in the industry now? And what advice would you give to someone that is trying to get their start?
Yeah. I think it was super challenging, especially with like TikTok and everything right now. It was super challenging for me to like get myself out there. And I think Mini Pop Kids really helped me start like my fan base almost, and understand that what a fan base is. I really just started my Instagram as a mini pop, like my singing Instagram, and it kind of just took off from there. But I definitely think, like you got to stay motivated. You got to stay on it because me with TikTok right now, it is so crazy. Their algorithm is like ridiculous. And it's just so hard to, get what you want out there. And as much as you want to like try and spend hours on TikToks, the ones that you literally film in your bathroom are the ones that go viral. So it's honestly, you just got to keep at it, keep posting, keep doing what you love because that's why you're doing it. That's why you're posting. It's because that's what you love to do. And that's kind of what keeps me motivated because I sing every single day of my life. So I mean, that's all I really want to do is just share it with the world and like let people, hear what I have been doing my whole life.
I love it. Thank you for that sentiment. I actually did creep on your TikTok before this, so I love that you referenced it.
I love it. I love it.
I'm like, I can attest that she does post and she does sing. So
I love it.
I love, well, we can get back to talking about your single Homesick Feeling.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to learn more about it. What was the inspiration behind that song and how does it feel to see it come to fruition?
Yeah. So obviously I wrote it during COVID and my family has been super like strict with COVID. I mean, as they should. It's very scary, but as like a teen that's going into her last year of high school, it was really, really hard for me to process the fact that I wouldn't be seeing my friends. I
Yeah.
wouldn't be going out and doing all these things that I would be doing if it weren't for this pandemic. So lockdown was really, really hard for me. And that's why I decided to write more music and get more involved in the process of writing because I didn't really have anything else to do. I was like, okay, let's just explore this and see what happens. And I'm glad I did. But yeah, so I kind of just started writing. And I think like the first line I thought of was, all my friends agree, like I've grown a little distant because I feel like this year especially, everyone always tells you you really find out who your true friends are in like the final year of high school and like you
Yeah.
create groups. And I feel like that was super emphasized with COVID, and especially just, lifted more. But yeah, so I definitely, it was hard for me to realize that some friendships wouldn't be lasting, and that I had to actually work really hard to keep these friendships intact because I wouldn't be seeing them. So it was just really hard for me to kind of process. And then I wrote it into a song, and that's kind of what I love doing, is just, writing down all of my thoughts and anger and happiness, whatever it may be, and then creating a song out of it. But it was actually funny because I have a voice memo of just me playing, the chorus of Homesick Feeling, and I played it for my parents. And usually it takes them a while to actually like sink into my music and like actually understand, like,
Yeah.
oh, it's a song. But I showed them the concept of like homesick feeling in my own home, and they did not understand it. They were very confused. And I kind of just had to, explain that, like, you could be homesick of anything. You could be homesick of not seeing your friends and not going out and not living the life that you did like prior to the pandemic. So I just, thought it would be a cool idea, and here we are now. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That's such an amazing journey. I mean, I feel like that song really embodied, like, yeah, like you explained, like those emotions. When I listened to it, I was like, oh my goodness, like, especially that line. All my friends say I'm a little distant. I'm like, girl, I
Yeah.
haven't talked to anyone. If I can
Yeah.
resonate with any line, it is that.
Exactly. It's so true. It's so true.
It's so exciting. What, if anything, if you could have anything kind of just appear into your life, what do you hope to do next? What is out there next for
Oh,
you in music?
there's a lot. I feel like, oh my goodness, definitely writing more music. I'd love to, go to LA and meet all the people I've been working with via Zoom, and just experience what it's like to have, an in-person session and write and have that creativity explosion in person.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, just, I'm working on an EP that I hope to release in the fall. So that's super duper exciting. But otherwise, yeah, just making more music. I would love to do some live shows. I love performing. So any chance I can get to do a live show, I don't care if it's on the street, I will do it. Any chance I can get to do a live show. And yeah, just kind of seeing where it can go from there. Because at the moment, I'm literally recording from my room, doing everything in my room, doing this podcast in my room. So like everything has literally started from my room. And it's just so crazy to see everything actually, coming together. And it's surreal. It really is from my room.
Well, I'm honestly so excited to see how far you've come, and literally you're so far in the beginning that you have so much more to bloom, and I can't wait to watch your journey along the way. It's been such an honor having you here today. Before I let you go, though, we do want to do some rapid fire fun questions. Okay, starting off, what does your perfect day look like?
Oh my goodness. Little picnic, maybe going to the beach. Oh, picnic at the beach. That's a good one. Maybe just even, I love patios because that's all I've literally been doing with COVID. Like Toronto opened up patios. So patios are good. And, just chilling, just being with my friends, being with people, socializing. Yeah. Perfect day.
No, that sounds, picnics are honestly one of like my favorite hobbies. I just think they should be more relevant in society.
Totally agree.
Pineapple on pizza.
Yeah, if it's Hawaiian. Like if it's not Hawaiian, then I want it.
Absolutely not. Thank you.
Yeah.
Any secrets or hobbies, or any secret talents or hobbies that you can possibly show off?
I know how to juggle, but I don't know where I put the juggling balls. Actually, I think they're here. Okay, wait. They fully are. Okay,
oh my
this
goodness,
might be
this is exciting.
This might be really bad. Okay, so
I love that you have juggling balls in your nightstand.
No, because like sometimes when I'm bored, I'm like, you know what? I have juggling balls. Like let me just learn to juggle. I'm really bad at it though when I'm sitting down, but like I taught myself how to juggle in COVID.
Oh
That's
my
my mom.
gosh. Wow, that was amazing. I can't even go one round.
For like
So
5 seconds, just the odd juggling balls. But yeah, I taught myself how to juggle in COVID, and I'm not good, but it keeps me busy. It keeps me busy.
yeah.
What do I like to do? That's like, I don't know, hobbies. Like I love collecting shoes.
Ooh. Do you have a favorite shoe that you have?
Hmm. Oh my God, that's really hard to pick. Feel like I'm like looking at all my shoes on this side here. I'm like, which ones? I have this pair of Vans that have like flames on them, and I think they're really cool.
Oh yeah.
I actually have two pairs of Vans that have flames on them, but they're like very different. But yeah, I'd say collecting shoes and juggling. Very widespread.
Wow, you do it all.
Oh yeah.
You walk into a coffee shop. What are you ordering?
Oh, I have three options here.
Okay.
Okay, so very generic, like iced coffee or like caramel macchiato, like iced coffee with caramel. That's like the one option. I love matcha, like an iced matcha latte, very
Yes.
yummy. Or like an iced chai tea latte. I've been getting into those recently, and they're so refreshing for the summer. Yeah, that's my top three, or maybe a chocolate croissant as well. Gotta throw in the chocolate croissant.
I mean, you can't get one without the other. Am I right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, last question. If you could wake up in anyone's body and spend the day as them, who would you pick?
Whoa,
I know
that's
it's kind of a good question.
crazy. Oh my goodness. I honestly I have no clue. That's like, see, like I feel like most people would have like a, off the top of their head answer, but like,
It might be the hardest question you've ever been asked.
really. You know what? I'm just gonna keep it nice and simple. I'm gonna say Justin Bieber. I don't know. I feel like he
Nice
was
and
the first
simple.
person I thought of. He's just living the life. He's going on tour right now. Like he just released the coolest song ever with the Kid Leroy. Yeah, I'd say Justin Bieber. I have listened to his new album nonstop. I am a believer. Proud to say it. But yeah, I'd probably say Justin Bieber.
That's Justin Bieber vibes for sure. Isn't that his heart, right? That's what he did?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, it's like, is that not right?
I love it.
Oh goodness. Okay, great answer.
Thank you.
Didn't think that's where that was going, but I love to hear it. Oh goodness, Sage, it has been such a pleasure having you here today. Before I let you go, is there anything that you want the listeners to know? Where can they find you and your music?
Yeah, so all of my social media are that singer Sage, and then on Spotify, Apple Music, all platforms, I'm just Sage, and you can just search up "Homesick Feeling" by Sage, my newest single. Let me know what you think of it. My DMs are always open, and you can just give me a shoot, and I can text you back, and we can have a little chat. It'll be fun.
Well, thank you so much. It's been so much fun getting to chat with you. We're so excited to see what you come up with next.
Thank you for having me. I've had so much fun.
And that's a wrap. Big thank you to Sage again for taking the time to sit down and chat with me. I had such a great time getting to know her and chat with her. She's so adorable and just so in love with her passions, and it's so amazing to see her be able to play those out real time right now and share her music with the world finally. So thank you to Sage. Love you. Please come back soon. We are looking forward to your next project and endeavors. Before I let you guys go, I just want to say thank you for sticking around. Head over to our Instagram at behindthemic to check out the photos attached for this episode. I'm sure you don't want to miss them, as well as check out our other episodes and spreads. We post a few things here and there whenever I can. I do my best, but we love talking to you guys on there. It's a whole lot of fun. And head over to our YouTube again if you haven't. Check out the episodes that we've been able to do with live interviews for artists. Most of the videos are up there now. Still working in production because YouTube hates me for some reason. I don't know why. It's fine though. But thank you. Thank you for sticking around. I love you dearly. I hope that you guys stay safe out there, stay supporting Black businesses, support Black people, support all communities, support everyone. Don't be hasty. Oh my gosh, these cicadas are screaming. I don't think the world wants me to be podcasting right now, but that's just how it has to be. So I'm sorry, but I love you. I'm gonna go before I get kicked off this island. What? I don't know. See you next Monday. Yeah. Okay. Love you. Bye.
1, 2, 3, funky.